Good afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to the channel for another live stream. My name is Dalton Schwentker. We're going to be resuming the full stack data science project for automotive data today. I did a stream on this not too long ago, and I want to pick back up kind of where I left off. And before I jump into any coding or anything like that, I want to do a high level overview of the project and where we stand currently and kind of what's to come from here. So I know I showed this on the last stream too. It's not very interesting, but I'm doing this all through Amazon Warehouse Services. I've got an EC2 instance that runs a Python scraper script that I created. It does this on a daily basis at 8 o'clock a.m. And what it does is it reaches out to cars.com and fetches the first 100 pages, scrapes the first 100 pages of cars.com for one of my local zip codes. And I also talked in the last one about the problems with that, and we're going to address that eventually as well. But for now, it's local zip code. It grabs 100 pages, all the results off there, and scrapes various information, year, make, model, trim, the date, it was the timestamp that it was scraped, and all that information. Then it drops it into an AWS S3 bucket for me to go out and do something with. Couple things that I do want to implement, and actually, before I do that, I'll talk about what I did in the last stream. So the last stream, I did some experimentation on how I'm going to go about creating some useful features, because when I chose cars.com originally, I didn't really think about the way their data is set up, and I should have, because they don't split out the year, make, model, trim, and that makes the job after you scrape it much more difficult. And I'll tell you what I mean. You see all of this is under just one feature, one column called car name, and there's no common delimiters, so I can't really split this out easily into anything else. Originally, I was going to just bump it up against lists of all makes, models, trims. That turned out to be very cumbersome and was going to be a lot, and I really couldn't find a good data set to even bump it up to. So I just don't think it was going to be the right solution. So then I started taking a look into some APIs, and I did run across an API for, let me go back to my code here. I ran across the, I think it's National Highway Transportation something. Anyway, I will kind of give you an idea of what this is. NHTSA. Let's just go to the National Highway. What did it say? National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Anyway, they have an API that allows me to pass in VINs, and it'll do a VIN decode. And the cool thing about it is it's free. And I will show you what I mean by this. So they have a batch decoder where you can pass 50 VINs separated by semicolons. And so that's really what our script is doing. And this is a script, like I said, we created on the last one. And I just have it in a Jupyter notebook right now. So I was just testing. So we're going to have to do some adjustments here and really figure out how we're going to put this into the whole grand scheme of things in the production. So right now, I just took one of the CSVs from my S3 bucket just for testing. And then we are adding make, model, year, trim to the data frame, columns to the data frame. And then here's where we're reaching out to our, the API. And it was really slow at first. And I did some digging and I didn't see any rate limits or anything on that API. So what I did was I used a library to be able to send multiple requests. So I'm able to parse through this, this is 2,000 roughly rows, and that's going to be about what all of them are. But I was able to parse through these and pull back these columns that you see over here, all of these. And I need to look. I'm not sure what make X the X's are because I think they're completely empty. Yeah, so I'm not sure why it returns those, but it returns these, and you'll notice some of the trims are missing. That I think we're just going to have to live with and do something with, maybe dropping those rows, which I hate to do because, well, I don't know if we would necessarily drop them, but I do think the trim is kind of an important feature when it comes to, you know, predictions and machine learning and stuff like that. So we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there, but it, for the most part, returns things nicely. Some stuff it misses completely, like this VIN must have just not been, well, it's a 1969 Ford Bronco, according to what's scraped from cars.com. So not really too surprising that it didn't get that one. I think most of the things it got, yeah, it looks like that was the only one that it missed is that Bronco. Looks like it also missed this 2023 BMW XM. Don't even know what an XM is. I think that's actually an input validation error. It looks like it missed a 92 Land Rover Defender. So yeah, but I think it's not perfect, but I think this is the route I'm going to go down simply because I've kind of exhausted my options here. So with that being said, I want to jump here and just kind of add this in, or maybe like try to understand where this is going to fit into the equation. So I need to be able to have this to where when there's a new CSV in an S3 bucket, when it gets dropped in, it needs to pick up and run the script on it. So that way we have the data that we want cleaned. We're going to need to do some more manipulation first before I get to that point, because I want that script to not only do our API calls to pull back that information, but I also want it to clean up our data as well. And this is something I wanted to do a long time ago, but I never really got around to it. So I need to look through here and see what other things we need to do to really clean this up. And I am, again, using ChatGPT as a little helper. It speeds up processes and coding quite a lot. So let me pull up, let's see. Okay, I need to find, and we're going to be using the code interpreter because it allows me to do an upload of one of our CSVs. So I'm just going to use this, and I'm going to use a prompt I did last time. I have several CSV files like this. I need to clean them. And I'm actually going to get rid of all that. And I can say, let's see. Let's just see what it gives us here. The code interpreter is cool because it allows you to upload a CSV or something, and then it'll, if you notice here, it literally imports pandas and then imports into a data frame, and then it can read the data frame out like that. So looks like we have some of the following columns. It's going to list all of our columns out. And then I know just a couple things. We're going to have to get rid of the $sign, which doesn't, well, this is Excel, so it might have just gotten rid of it on its own. Yeah, we need to remove the currency symbol. We need to remove MI and then the period and the mileage. Timestamp, convert to a datetime object for easier manipulation. Yes, so let's go ahead then and do that. And I want to figure out, let's see, to incorporate this. Something kind of fun too that I use that I never had before is this TQDM library. And this TQDM library allows you to kind of put a loading bar on your loops. So I'm going to go ahead and just run this so we can see. I need to get out of this so I can show you. So we're going to load that in. We're going to create our columns. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this, and you can see what we're talking about here. So it'll probably go pretty quick because I'm making multiple requests to that API, so it really blasts through all of the calls. And it's got 40 here because it's sending them in batches of 50. So that's kind of why it's doing it that way. It's actually taking a really long time for some reason. Oh, boom. Okay. So that was a little bit longer than it did take the other time, but okay. So I'm kind of letting GPT over here do some things. So it asks me, it appears the car price column contains non-numeric value not priced, which is causing conversion to float to fail, which makes sense because that's a string. To address this, we need to replace not priced with NaN values. And I'm totally fine with that. We'll replace not priced with NaN values to convert the car price column to numerical. Let's process. It's troubleshooting on its own. It's been replaced with a NaN. So let's see. Next, let's move to car mileage. So it just speeds up the workflow. That's all I'm gonna say here. So I'm gonna copy this over, and I don't like why it's using data. We're gonna go df. I should have just done a bulk replace. Okay. Replacing not priced with NaN, removing the currency symbol, converting to a float type. Really what I should probably do is convert any string. I should probably convert any string to NaN just to account for everything. So car mileage, we know we needed to replace that. And then we're going to go to numeric. I need to replace data with df. Making sure, yeah. Okay. And then I also, let me open up that automotive price analysis now. Oh. I need to do this before we do the call. I'm just going to rerun this real quick, guys. PD read. What do you mean? 8002 is literally right there. What are you telling me? No such file directory? PD in a. Why are we running into some strange errors right now? Okay. That was weird. Was this from the last one though? Unexpected keyword argument data frame. What do you mean? Response, future result, got an unexpected keyword argument data frame. I don't. Okay. We're going to take a step back. We are going to take this and we are going to put this here. Clear this. So we're going to get our information back. We're going to merge it. We're going to do that. Then we're going to output the CSV. Okay. Got an unexpected argument df. All right. While I'm going to continue to look at what the deal is, I'm going to let GPT try to debug this too. I'm getting a lot of errors today. And now I'm getting this from GPT. Something went wrong if the issue persists. So, response, future. Oh, I know what the deal is. I think. Potentially. No, because we got requests. Return self, get result. Response, future result. Session request got an unexpected keyword argument data frame. Data frame to CSV. What is unexpected? Because we're loading into df. This one's frustrating me. Why is it giving me error today whenever I try to copy in a code block? I've never seen this before from ChatGPT, but whenever I try to copy in a code block, it is giving me a something went wrong error. If the issue persists, please contact us. I've never had that before until today. Okay, well, I'm going to back up until... Wait, did I just see where... My goodness. I know what happened. I know exactly what happened. When we did the... That's so frustrating. I thought it would have only replaced the fields that we did change, and it didn't. Oh my gosh. I thought it was only what was highlighted would have changed. Okay, we've reverted to here. What I need to do is... I've broken so many things. And I don't know what I saved last on here, so I'm afraid to revert. This is why you use Git, and I don't have it set up for this. Yep, it is so messed up now because when I did that, see, it changed the data frame. Oh my god. How is it broken this badly? It should work here because expecting value, line 1, column 1, character 0. Completely reverting here. I actually think I do have this set up. I think I do actually have a Git on this since it's set up. What are you giving me an error for now? It just worked like 2 seconds ago. Did we output this to like a... I'm going to use a different string here, or a different file. Doesn't make sense. Expecting values on the decode. I literally just used this. Data loads response text. I'm just going to... I guess I'll implement this and we'll see what happens. We're going to see what kind of response happens. Received unexpected status, access denied. You do not have permission to access the decode values batch on this server. Did we get banned from accessing? I think we might... potentially have hit some sort of limit on the API. So I think what I'm going to do is scale this back and see if we still get an error. We might have... we definitely triggered some sort of rate limit or something. I still think this is really fast, and I'm not worried about it. That's an entire 2000 line file. So, that was frustrating. Okay, so essentially what I implemented here is an if statement that's checking what kind of response code we get back from the API, and then basically outputting that in to be able to see what we got. So when we did that, we saw that we were being refused access. So what I did was I scaled back the number of workers here in our future sessions. I think the API did not like how we were hitting it so much. That's fine. I'm going to deal with this. Not worried about that at all. Okay. Let's see. I want to go back to our, let's go here. And then before we output the data frame to CSV, I want to add in those cleaning pieces that we've got here. So we're taking car price. Let's see. Let's see. I'm tempted to. So right now we're looking at just. Right now we're just looking for not priced, and we're replacing it with nan. What I think we should probably do is replace any value that is a string value with do I want to do that? Yeah, I think I do. So we're going to replace any. We're replacing any string with or non-convertible values. So what we're going to do now is remove any non-digit characters, including currency symbols, and then we're going to convert to numeric, replacing any non-convertible values with nan. And I think that's going to be a good way to do it. So now, let me reload this. And I'm going to hit that again. Damn, we got the access denied again. So, man, I almost think we need to like really scale this back to like 3 or something. Did we hit it again? Need to clear. Oh my gosh. This is far from ideal. There's definitely a rate limit. It's weird the other day I didn't have any issues with that. Honestly, I could probably even get by with not doing a bunch of requests like that, because if I get this set up in production where when a new CSV hits the S3 bucket, it's just going to run the script, it really doesn't matter how long it takes, because we're not even going to have another script until the next morning at 8 a.m. So even if it takes an hour, it's not a huge problem. I do think this is a decent speed though for, I don't know if this will ever error out or give us a denied at this rate here. Ooh, what did we get here? Oh, data. It's okay. I gotta stop hitting this thing because I should really put this in another column. Keep getting that. Let me just do this to make sure it works. And then I'm gonna output that. Okay. That looks much better to me. Blanks. I was just curious how many we had. Not too many. Okay. Also, I noticed that it's not putting. We did create those columns so that it would map in, but I don't think it did that, if I remember correctly. Okay, so all of this is functional. We need to make sure that these calls are mapping correctly, because I don't actually think they are to our columns that we created here. Are you kidding me? Are we still getting access denied? How frustrating is this? I literally have 5 workers on here. This is like nothing. Let's see here. I'm getting so many error messages. I get error messages in ChatGPT. I get error messages in here. Everything's breaking. It's not a good day right now. I'm going to... I don't really know why it's not working. Okay. I still get access denied on here. Why do we have 2 results? Is that my mess up or something? Give me just a quick second, guys. Oops. Not sure what happened to my camera. That was weird. Okay. I'm kind of at an impasse here because I'm struggling to understand really what to do with this API. I'm hitting rate limits, and I really have it set up the way I think we need it. We've got some simple cleaning steps here. I'm trying to think if there's any other things that I would want from output of this other than obviously mapping here. I don't know that our mapping worked. That's what I need to figure out, if it's mapping incorrectly. Other than this, I think we are generally at a good spot. Interior color 0. I do want to create buckets essentially for colors. So we need to work on that next, I guess. So let's see. This is kind of what we're looking at for color mapping. So we define our color buckets, and then we define a function to map specific colors to the general color bucket. So for general color keywords in color buckets items, if any keyword specific color, lower for in keywords, return general color, return other if it doesn't match. Apply the function to the exterior color column, and then I guess interior color, we could probably do the same thing. Yeah. I think that's good. I really do. DF and then DF. DF. So here's a general mapping of what we've got. We've got exterior color, all of these very like specific weird colors, like, and then in some of these like lunar and still night pearl, I that's so specific. I think being in another category is just gonna be where it is. And then like infinite black metallic, that maps to black, black maps to black, urban gray matches there, red, red, white. I think this is gonna be the general idea, and I think we'll be okay with it. Let's see here. Something that I want to do is I like the color mapping. Let's move this down here. Shift P this. Permission denied. Oh, well, it helps if I close it. Let's redo it. Let me reopen it real quick here. And I'm just going to look at everything else one last time here. And do I want to, so I've got it, it's coming on to the end here. I don't know if I want to drop this here or just keep as much data as I can at the moment and then just worry about it later. I say we worry about it later. And then as far as like drivetrain is concerned, we're going to need to deal with that as well. And then we're going to do the same for, I think fuel type will probably be okay. We don't need to really bucket it, I don't think. Let's see. Transmission, we're definitely going to have to bucket. Engine, probably going to need to bucket that as well because that's pretty darn specific. Okay. Here's where like GPT can be really helpful, right? So I loaded the CSV and I said, okay, I need to bucket the drivetrain. So we go to drivetrain, right? And it's smart enough to know that like front wheel drive and FWD are the same thing, all wheel drive, AWD, four wheel drive, and 4WD. It's smart enough to know that. So it's really helpful in situations like that. And then this code here, I can essentially just, paste in. I'm going to take a look at it here first. Reviewing is important because it might not be, what you're looking for, and so we're defining the mapping. Front wheel is going to go to front wheel drive. All the mappings are defined. And then we're going to apply the mapping to the drivetrain column. Map to drivetrain. And then let's just take a look and see what we get. Okay, so it mapped pretty successfully. And then I'm going to, let's move this down. Clear cell outputs for now. I don't need this head function. And I don't need this anymore. I'm going to move this down for now too, so they're all kind of in their separate. So we can just kind of demonstrate everything separately here, what we've got. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. We're going to need to do that too for, I guess, field type. If it's missing or something else, we can just call it. We've taken care of these. We've taken care of these. Well, I need to do the same thing for interior color, actually. So did for exterior color to interior color. So is this just gonna map us like? Okay, so it's just gonna reset here because that was in the previous code example, which is fine. Define general color buckets, define function to map colors to general color buckets, apply function to exterior color column. Okay. All right, and now we have our mapping. Define. Okay, I think. Okay, so we're using this function here and we're just going to repeat it for exterior color and exterior color. And yeah, I should just do this, run this head real quick just so we can see what we've got. Oops. I actually need to run it here. And yeah, Actually, I guess I could have run it. Okay, cream. Yeah, that's a stupid color. Okay. I think we're good. So we're going to do all of these processing steps, and then we're going to output where we need to output. Okay. All right. I'm going to try to run through this and see if I can hit this API. Again, it might not let me, but it's been a few minutes, so I think we might be okay. So I'm going to walk through this. We're loading in a CSV. We're going to create these columns. What I want to see is if this maps correctly to our columns that we created. Then we're going to run some more cleaning processes after that. Okay, so we're good on rate limit now. This is probably going to take a second because I've decreased the amount of workers so much. So it's got to go through more steps, if you will. So merging on Vin, and I don't know that it's mapping correctly because of the fact that it's like separate. Like the return is not the same, so we might have to address that. And then we're gonna def car price, car mileage, all that jazz. After that's done, define our color buckets, define our transmission, our drivetrain mapping buckets. Yeah, it definitely is taking longer. It's essentially the chunk size limit for this API is 50. So it's sending 50 VINs at a time. And the theory of this maximum workers idea was to send multiple requests of 50. So here we're sending 2 requests of 50 chunks at a time. So we're sending essentially 100 VINs at a time to this API, of which there's 2,000 rows. So there's 40 instances of 50 chunks, essentially. That wasn't too bad, 1 minute, 46 seconds. Okay, so now we're gonna clean here, which is cleaning the car price column, the car mileage column. We're gonna define our color buckets. Did that run? Yes. And then we're gonna do our drivetrain mapping as well. What? Man, I gotta get out of this thing here. Boom. And I could just be hitting this in here with like head, but I feel like it's nice to see in Excel. Yeah, so we're not mapping to our a little confused on like where the make, model, trim and stuff is going. I wonder if it's because we've got 2 results. I don't know. I'm going to look into that here in just a second. But so we've got our API information, and then we've got all of our bucketed information here as far as like drivetrain, interior color, exterior color. So we've hit every column. We need to deal with fuel type real quick, which that should be pretty simple. And let's see, did we do transmission? No, we need to do fuel type column. We need to do transmission and engine. And for these columns, I'm a little curious what we do, because what we could do is we could take, I don't know how to deal with the engine column, to be honest. That's going to be an interesting one. I don't even know if we'll be able to really use that column. Okay, so fuel type column. Let's see. Let's just say gasoline, diesel, electric, or flex fuel. Let's see. Flex fuel or hybrid. I'm going to pull this over so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to bucket these. I just want to make sure we're accounting for empty or blank, because the problem is in this CSV, it's 2000 rows. We don't have any blanks, which is fine, but I guarantee you there's going to be data collected that has blanks in it out of one of the CSVs that we've got. So let's see what we've got here. Okay, so define the mapping is kind of similar to what we did before. We're going to apply that mapping now. And I'm afraid to use the replace now because earlier I messed so much stuff up. Okay, so hybrid gasoline, perfect. Clear cell outputs. And then let's move on to transmission. Next, we can move on to transmission engine columns. Do you like to see the unique values for the transmission, or do you have specific categories in mind? Let's analyze. Yep, unique values, that's fine. Perfect. What would have been actually really good is if I took like 20 of these CSVs and I put them together and then used and put it in here, because then it would, you know, we could see unique values and really get a good grouping. Let's map transmission now. Okay, map that transmission. Perfect. Got it. And then let's see what else we got. This is going to be the one that's like, whoa. I don't know on this one what we're going to be like. Also, my camera has like dipped, so I apologize. It's still down far for some reason. Is that better? It's a really weird angle now. Ooh. Okay. Extraction engine. Oof. This is going to be interesting. I'm curious to see what this is going to give us, because wow, I don't know what we're going to get here. So extract the engine size. Engine size, apply the function to the engine column. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Yes. Let me stick this in the top of our script. And I am going to have to move this into it's like a regular Python script. Okay, so we need this here. Let's see what it gave us now. Start by extracting engine configuration. Wow, that's doing a decent job actually. Okay. And engine configuration. Do we have if return none? Okay, that's what we need because I don't want to start getting like a bunch of. And I imagine for fuel system, I don't know if this is even gonna give us what we want here. This will capture details such as GDI, MPFI. Okay. None. Well, dual overhead cam. That's not really a fuel system, so. Yes. And I don't know that I want to do. I don't know that I want to do the hybrid binary column. Value 1 will indicate the engine is hybrid. 0 will indicate otherwise. I don't know if I need to do that because we should have that information in the, what other column was that we had that information? Drivetrain probably. But we could also do this and then check both of them to see, and then we could really tell for sure if it's a hybrid. Okay, we'll just do it. We'll just do it. Why not? Okay. That looks really good. No, I think that's great. So we've got that. I think we're done. We've addressed every column. And I think we should be good. So we're going to define the mapping here. We're going to define this. Going to work here. Oh, car data. I need to fix that. It's fine. Same here. df. Match the group. Fuel system. And hybrid and turbo binary values. And then most importantly, we'll stick this down at the end. And let me hop out of here and make sure we get it in output. And then let's take a look. Wow. Okay, so we've got a lot of new features. So we have all of these new features. We've got drivetrain. We've got a fuel type general. We have a transmission general. We've got our engine size. We've got engine configuration. We've got fuel system. And then we've got turbocharged or hybrid. And for the most part, I'm just looking down here. So this car is a hybrid system. Because if we look at the twin turbo. Oh yeah, it's C24 volts. Cool. Okay, I think this is a good little spot then. So one thing I want to do is clean this up. We want to get rid of I need to figure out why this isn't mapping correctly. Real quick. And then yeah, let's do that real quick. Let's see if I can even. Earlier when I kept pasting, it was giving me errors, so I don't know it's working now. So let's see. You have, which is redundant, but should not cause the problem. Your merge code uses PD to merge. If VIN values in the original data frame and the results data frame are not matching exactly, the merge does not. Okay, so I do need to get rid of this. I don't know where that came from. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just send it with all of this information. And we'll just see what. Gathered from the API might be more appropriate to update the original directly rather than merging it. Okay. That could be a good idea. So okay, before I do anything, I want to save this. And we are going to commit this real quick. I do like the way this is going. Chunk size 50. I need to keep that. I need to keep futures. I need to keep all of that stuff. It's wanting us to kind of switch a couple of things up here. That's why I wanted to kind of save that before I do all this. It's like reversing it. It's putting it at the bottom. So we'll see if this actually works the way we intend. So we're going to load that. I guess I don't actually need to do this anymore. Potentially not. I'm going to skip that. And then we're just going to make this call. There's no attributes, status code. This is where sometimes the GPTs kind of take a step backwards before you go forward. It forgot to check for the status code that we talked about earlier. Okay. I think we should be good with this now. Also, it got rid of our TQDM But that's okay. I'm not super worried about that, especially once we put this into production. TQDM is not really going to matter because we're not going to see this when it happens. This is theoretically going to be all automatic. So when that hits, that new CSV hits, it's going to process it and then dump this probably into another S3 bucket called like clean data or something like that. So that's the idea, the thought. So instead of creating these empty columns and doing a merge, what it's actually trying to do now is just update the data frame as it goes instead of trying to do like a merge on the VIN afterwards. So I'm curious what we get from here. And I am just going to go ahead and run these other cells as well when this processes. I think last time we were around a minute 36 or a minute 40. So hopefully it doesn't go too long beyond that. Oh, come on. Now I kind of wish I had the TQDM. Cleaning the car price column. I think it might be hung up somewhere. I hate to interrupt this thing now, but I feel like I want to I'm really tempted to add TQDM back in here. Yep. I'm going to do it. Weird. Now it's trying to switch back. Okay. It's trying to switch back now to kind of the same format it had before, which is weird. And this is not even... This doesn't even have TQDM in it. Why it's not loading the way it should. I'm going to interrupt the kernel again. Oh, there it was. Why is it loading so strangely now? Okay. It's not really showing us our output, so it said 25%. I'm going to let it rock, and we'll just see what we get here in just a second. It's putting a blank output in here. Super weird. It's the way this is ordered. I'm pretty positive. It's set up a little bit strange. What I should have done is just cranked this workers up for this run so we could get this out of the way quickly, but I don't want to get the denied error again. So weird output. And I think, like I said, I think we can get rid of this. Delete. While this is running, I am going to go grab some water. I'll be right back. Okay. It has completed. Really weird cell output. I guess TQ didn't really matter the way I have that set up. We're going to run through the rest of our cleaning steps. Okay. And finally, oh my gosh. It'll get me every time. Okay. And here we are. Much nicer looking output, I will say. So, where are the... It's not mapping, is it? Nope. It is not mapping anymore. And I think it is because we might need to be results append. I think I might still need to have done this. Oh, so frustrating. Okay, so for this, I am just going to bump this up. I really hope that it doesn't give me an error. Please just let me do this. Because this theoretically should take like 30 seconds instead of a really long time. I don't think it's not, because if we're appending to then make our, well, make model year trim. Boom. Beautiful. I think there's a run until end in the notebook, but I'm just gonna go through these. And finally output. Nope. So we're not getting from the we're not getting what we need to anymore. Okay, so you know what that means. We're going to okay, we're gonna keep that. We're gonna jump this to 20 again. And we just need to get rid of we don't need these columns because it's creating its own columns. We want to what do we want to do here? We do need to clean up the columns at the end. Here's what we're going to do. Please don't block me. Just trying to debug. I don't know what's going on with the TQDM library. All of a sudden it's not working properly. Here, if I go, oh, no. Okay. I guess it was those. It didn't like me making those empty columns because now it's mapping properly. So, couple things then. We can get rid of. Do I just want to get rid of car name at this point? I feel like we can drop car name. Let's see. I think we can get rid of car name. We can also get rid of exterior color, interior color, and then drive, train, fuel type, and transmission, and engine. And then we're keeping, I guess, engine. Do we want to get rid of VIN at this point? Probably. Or do we want to keep VIN? I'm going to keep VIN for now. Let's get rid of, I think that's all I really want to get rid of at the moment. Right? I think so. So we'll just clean it up a little bit. Let's see. Okay. df.drop equal to, can I just, I'm going to have ChatGPT write this because I don't feel like typing these. I already typed them out a second ago, so. And we're going to go in place is true. Okay, so car name, exterior color, interior color. exterior color, interior color, drivetrain, fuel type, transmission, engine. Very nice. Okay, and we do have empties in some columns, but I think I kind of want to keep that and then just deal with that separate. We're making progress slowly, like extremely slowly, I feel like, but we're making progress. So really the next step then is to convert this, get this into just really a script that I can throw in AWS, which this is something I've never done before, is like set up a process where when a CSV lands, then, have it do something else. I've never done that before. So I'm actually going to probably talk to ChatGPT about that one and see how to sort that all out. And then, yeah, I think that's really what we're going to do. So I'm liking this though. Let's see here. So let me just start a new. Let's see, how do I want to word this? Do I just want to like select all of this? Can I even do that? Selection, select all. Well, I didn't do anything. Okay. Python script that will clean .csv files. I also have an AWS S3 bucket that a new CSV file lands in on a daily basis. I want to set up an automatic process that will see a new CSV file and then process it with the Python cleaning script, then output it to another S3 bucket titled clean underscore. Let me go to AWS real quick. I don't remember what so cars underscore data bucket. So cars underscore data underscore bucket underscore, that's a long name. I want to just see. So sure, you can set up automated pipeline to process a CSV. Write a Lambda function in Python that uses the Boto3 library to access the new CSV. Upload the clean CSV file to the cars data bucket. So we can set up an S3 event notification to trigger the Lambda function whenever a new CSV file is uploaded to the original bucket. Okay. Just so you can take a look. This is all the CSV files in here. So I'm also gonna have to figure out how to like process those as well, which I don't think should be too hard. Make sure the Lambda function has the necessary permissions to read from the original bucket. Okay. Um, Pandas data frame and returns the clean data frame or to add. So we really need to convert this to clean CSV. I wonder if I can paste all this in there. Is my cleaning script that needs to be converted. You mentioned. I feel like I'm gonna get an error on this one. You know what I'm gonna do? So I'm just going to type this out real quick so it's easier to paste in. Gosh, our script is kind of long here. And of course, we're going to have to adjust because it's going to try to use probably the data frame that I have here, but this might be too long to even paste in here. Ah, we got that error again. Yeah, I don't know what to do when it gives me this error, to be honest. So far, I haven't been able to find a way around this. And it's just been happening intermittently today. I've never experienced this before. So, yeah, I might just have to come back to this then and see what we can do. I don't know enough in AWS yet to do that. I'm still learning. This is kind of one of my learning opportunities. I like to share, with you as I go along and learn. So, it did give some good information here. We had to set up a Lambda function, Lambda handler. Remember to add the necessary IAM role. Nope. It's just not going to work, and I don't know what the deal is, why it's doing it today. It's upsetting. It's frustrating because I don't know what is different. That sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Watch this. Even if I just say, please share clean shell converted to a Lambda function. Boom. Nope. Not gonna work. Could it possibly be the pasting of it that it doesn't like? Like, I wonder if I paste it in here first and then paste it in here. Nope, it's not that. Yeah, I don't know. We're probably gonna have to revisit this then because I'm at a little bit of an impasse. I need to figure out the conversion to a Lambda function. I need to get a more detailed understanding of Lambda and how this will work. And then it looks like I'm going to have to figure out how to do the triggering the Lambda function as well when we get a new CSV file. So I'm going to do some research. I'm going to try to get some stuff working here. And then I think in the next live stream, then we'll move forward with this and try to get this working. But I apologize if today's stream wasn't too exciting. I've had a lot of technical difficulties today, I feel like, and they've been frustrating at times. So I tried to work through some of them, and hopefully we did make progress for sure. The cleaning script has come a long way. It's a good chunk here, and I think we've got some good stuff here. We're starting to get a good data set together, and then we'll be able to do some really cool stuff in the future with it. So I'm looking forward to that. And we'll just keep chugging away at this project, and eventually we'll get to the cool stuff, the fun stuff. So, but that's going to do it, guys. Thanks for tuning in to this live stream, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks so much.